Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ross.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I just want to thank Representative Lofgren for all of her work on both of these bills. In North Carolina, the success of the Research Triangle Park, which is the area that I represent, is largely due to the work of foreign companies coming to North Carolina, bringing their industry, bringing their employees, and then of course the agricultural success that we have in North Carolina is largely due to a lot of work from immigrants. And both of these bills will make an enormous positive difference to people who have been literally the backbone of much of the economy in North Carolina, and people have been begging for these bills. So I want to thank you. I want to just ask one question. We have a lot of highly skilled workers in my district who bring their children here legally. And then those children age out at age 21. And so they're not necessarily in the full dreamer category, but could you tell us how this, how the HR6 deals with those children who come with parents on visas?
Yes. Yes, that is the one significant policy change that has been made to this year's DREAM Act. The 2021 DREAM Act allows the sons and daughters of non-immigrants admitted under the E1, E2, H1B, and L1 temporary work visa program to be eligible for conditional status. Those categories are treaty traders, treaty investors. H1Bs are people skilled in specialty occupations, and L1 visas are employees of multinational companies. You're right, you can have, and we had a bill last Congress that passed overwhelmingly in the House and got stalled in the Senate. The H1B program is for highly skilled individuals. You have to do a test of the labor market to make sure there's no American available to do the job that's being offered. And then the person is eligible for an H-1B visa, and their dependents are eligible for H-4 status. I'm just using this as an example. Well, then we do something that really doesn't make any sense at all. There are a certain number of employment-based visas allocated under the law, but we divide them up by country. And so you have the country of Iceland, which has a population of 350,000 roughly, and the population of India, which has a population of 1.2 billion roughly. And they have the same number of visas allocated to them. And so you end up with these big delays when applications are made for legal permanent residence, which again requires a pretty rigorous labor test so that you can prove there's no one here to take this job. And you end up with people from larger countries in these huge delays waiting for their visa number to come up, even though they've already been approved for a visa. It's taking so long that in some cases, their children who've grown up here reach age 21, and they're in a very serious problem area because they're no longer eligible for their dependent status. They're required to go home to India, but their parents are legally in the United States, so there's no one to go back to in India. They can't necessarily get a student visa because student visas require that you show an intent to return to the country of your birth, which they can't show because they've grown up in America. And even if they were able to meet that criteria, they have to pay foreign student tuition. So it's really a mess, and it's certainly not the fault of these young people who, just like the Dreamers, were brought here as children, went to school, did their best, got A's and worked hard, and now they're out of luck. So we're treating those kids the same as the Dreamers. They can go ahead and get on their path to legal status.
Well, I want to just thank you for including them. I want you to know that I've heard from dozens, if not hundreds, of them and their families in my district. Their families are really huge contributors to our community, and just another reason why we need to get this bill passed, get it to the Senate, and have it be law. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.
Thank you.